Sweden has no legal minimum wage. Not one single number set by law. Yet most workers here are protected. The real question is, does your employer actually have a collective agreement? Because if they don't, you could be earning less than you should. Here is what your employer might not be telling you. In Sweden, your pay, your overtime rules, your pension top-up, almost none of that comes from a law with a fixed number in it. It comes from a collective agreement between your employer and a trade union. Roughly 90% of Swedish workers are covered by one of these deals. But that means up to 10% are not. If your employer has no collective agreement, your occupational pension is not guaranteed. Your salary increases are not regulated. And you have far less leverage than you think. Do you actually know if your employer has signed one? 2 laws protect you in Sweden. First, the Employment Protection Act, called LAS, or Lagen om anställningsskydd. LAS means your employer cannot fire you without a documented, valid reason. You cannot be let go on a whim. Second, the Social Insurance Code, Socialförsäkringsbalken, gives you 480 days of paid parental leave per child. That benefit is paid by the state through Försäkringskassan, not by your employer. These are your statutory floors. But your collective agreement, your kollektivavtal, is what lifts you above those floors. Let's make this real. Your employer pays 31.42% of your gross salary on top of what you earn, straight to the Swedish tax agency. That is your employer's mandatory social contribution, arbetsgivaravgifter. If you earn 40,000 kronor a month, your employer pays more than 12,500 kronor extra on top of that, every single month. Your income tax sits at around 32% at the municipal level, meaning most workers pay roughly 30% effective tax after credits. And on parental leave, you get 390 of your 480 days paid at roughly 80% of your income, with the remaining 90 days at a flat 180 kronor per day. These numbers are alive for 2026. 3 things you can do right now. First, check your employment contract and ask your employer directly whether they have a collective agreement in force. It is your right to know. Second, go to försäkringskassan.se and use the parental benefit calculator to see exactly how many days you have and how much you will be paid. Third, go to skatteverket.se to see your tax deductions and confirm your employer is paying the correct 31.42% in social contributions on your behalf. All 3 sites are free and fully digital. We have written the full breakdown of Swedish worker rights and pay, all verified for 2026, over at EuroDuty.eu. The link is in the description. And use our free salary calculator to see your exact take-home pay. See you in the next one.